Hey everyone, welcome back to the sixth component, where the sixth component is you. I just got back from the Legislative Action Conference in Washington, D.C. with some of my colleagues from around our state and around the whole country, and I just have to say that place fires me up. If you've not been there before, please check it out. It's really great. It's so cool to be in a room with 800 people who feel as passionately about school nutrition as you do, who get it, who love it, who live it, who breathe it. It's wonderful. So heard a few interesting things. We had an opening speaker, and I will link all of their names in the comments below so that you can check them out if you'd like to. Our opening keynote speaker talked about politics in the world. Obviously, we're there for the Legislative Action Conference, right? And I misspoke. He spoke about politics in our country. So what I took out of it was, he used his arms a lot to describe things. So I'm going to do the same thing right now. Our country, late 80s, early 90s, and before then, was more like this. Democrats, Republicans, and we overlapped. And see, there were the extremists on both sides, but a good majority of the parties overlapped right here and could come together and vote on things. And what's alarming is that he mentioned that our Republican and Democratic parties now at this time, and those of us who vote, a particular way, we line up a little bit more like this, with the extremists, all of these people, being the extremists, and all of these people being the extremists. And so we have this tiny little overlap that makes it really hard for us to accomplish anything in our country. So, for example, with the last election, the House gained the majority. The Republicans in the House gained the majority. And before that, the Democrats had the majority. Now, that sounds wonderful, like laws can pass, right? But there's a specific amount of votes that need to happen to pass something. Currently, the House Republicans have the majority by 5 people, which isn't enough to pass any Republican laws. Democrats had it prior to that by 5 people. And again, it's just not, it's a stalemate, because according to this wonderful man, 45% of the population will vote Republican no matter what. 45% of the population will vote Democrat no matter what. 10% of the population is either independent or has some of this overlapping, where they vote for the causes and not necessarily always for the party. So we need to really go out there and spread our message. I saw people, in the House and on the Senate from both sides of the aisle. And I'll tell you that some of them that you don't think would be child nutrition advocates really are. But it comes down to, what does my party want, and how can I not be a problem causer in my party? What is important to me? And I really want to stress the fact that we need to advocate. These people are working for us. I think we have more allies out there than not. It's really hard to argue with the fact that kids are hungry, and that, sometimes parents are unable to or unwilling to provide for their children, even when we feel like they should be. So, just a great experience. I can't say enough about it. In our state, we have some really smart and dedicated people on our legislative committee, and to get to spend time with them is just like a blessing. a healing of your soul. And even if you don't know anybody from your state that's on it, I think that you will be more than likely to find multiple people that share the same passion that you do. So I come here today to wrap up season 1 with some of my highlights, pictures and stories and people from across the country that I've met. And literally across the country. It's been wonderful. I also want to give a shout out to Marlon from Next Gen, who hooked us up with a meet and greet of a different state, and just getting to find colleagues and people that share the same passion as you, whether they're 1 hour away or 17 hours away or 24 hours away. It's really cool and it's really important. And we always talk about the 6th component being you, and you are for sure. But I just want to, remind all of us that we wouldn't be here in our positions if it weren't for the kids. So at the end of the day, we've got the 5 components, right? Forgive my nail polish. We've got the 5 components. The fruit, the vegetable, the milk, the meats, and the grains. And then us being the 6th. But really what ties all of that together are the kids. So thank you for being with us this season. We cannot wait to show you what we have in store for the future. And I hope you enjoy my journey through LAC as much as I did. Thanks. Love you guys.
Hi, and welcome back to the 6th component, where the 6th component is Ashley.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're great, how are you?
Living the dream.
Okay, so first of all, tell us where you're from.
I'm from Albany, New York. I'm part of New York SNA and New Jersey SNA.
And tell us where we are right now, what we're doing.
We are at LAC in DC, and we are here to fight for school nutrition and to get all kids fed across the U.S.
Oh, I love that. So tell us, what does school nutrition mean to you?
School nutrition to me is just getting every kid fed, not caring about who they are, what they look like, what age they are, just getting them fed across the board.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're so happy to be here with you.
What school nutrition is?
I think when we look at slightly elevated sodium content, it's not great, no one's promoting it, but it does provide the benefit of food being able to be shipped. And it does provide improvements in food storage for portability. So I would say the Peter Attia article on this is the most balanced that I've seen out there. And it's neither extreme.
So in this picture here, I was going up to ask a question from the USDA. We had a USDA panel come talk about the proposed regulations, and I've been to LAC one other time. I was very fortunate enough to go last year as well. A number of people have been there for many, many years. And sometimes it feels like the USDA doesn't hear the things we're saying. So that was kind of the common thread of the feedback to the USDA, or the questions maybe. I know a lot of us are very concerned about the proposed rules. It's scary on so many levels, and I feel like that could be a whole nother episode. In fact, we did one, and I think the more it sinks in to us and the knowledge that we've gained behind it gets a little scarier. I overarchingly heard from the USDA when people were asking questions to comment on the proposed rules. It seemed like, in my opinion, it seemed like we can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk about it, but if you're not entering a comment in for somebody in the government to read, and they said they read every single one, that, you know, really our talking doesn't do much. So please, please, I'll link that in the bottom too. Please go in and comment. It's very important.